Hello, my name is Mohanalakshmi Rajakumar, and I actually grew up in Gainesville, Florida. I went to Buchholz High School, I went away to college, and I came back to do my PhD at the University of Florida. So, go Gators! I'm here to share a lot of my work, which was originally set in Florida, and this is what was my first short story collection. It's called Colored and Other Stories, and I wanted to read a little excerpt from Weeds, a short story that was actually inspired by my family's living on Southwest 20th Avenue and something that happened between my parents shortly after we got to Florida for the first time. It's gotten completely out of hand. Completely. It's everywhere. The argument was on, started again by his wife's plaintive pleas not to be finished until he had satisfied her. He turned the next page of Section A, wanting to find out what had happened to the child who fell in the well. Why did American papers do this? Even after a month, he was still bewildered by their display of violent information. The Indian custom of covering up hurt, pretending not to be disturbed by it, was of no value here. Rather, it seemed expected to announce a family's shortcomings publicly, and the more that heard, the better. Strange. And another thing, why did the paper always tease you, offering the best part on the cover, but holding out crucial details until the to be continued page? And why did he unfailingly continue? Sundar! She delivered the last while snatching away the stainless steel plate underneath his paper and placing it on the bar. Maitri, what is it? He replied automatically, barely listening. Apparently, the child had been attended by a negligent babysitter when she had pulled away the grate to the old well. You must do something about the grass. I won't have it anymore. You know, we have already received one notice from the neighborhood committee. Do you want our house to be put to shame? She was close to tears, the corners of her mouth drooping and the edge of her sari trailing on the ground. He sighed, placing the paper down, and folded his hands on his stomach while absorbing his mournful wife. The complaints about the grass had followed on the heels of their move into the neighborhood. Between settling the children into schools and moving in the furniture, there hadn't been time to allot to extraneous details like the grass. But now, a month later, the waist-high weeds could no longer be ignored. Maitri, calm down. There will be no shame brought to this family. Take it easy, okay? He walked to the window and peered out. Sure enough, there it was, waving back and forth in the Florida breeze. Grass. Grass mystified him. He didn't know where it came from or what the point of it was. He did know that a lush carpet of green announced every house on the street. No, in the neighborhood. Saturday mornings, while he walked out to fetch the paper at the end of the drive, he observed young teenage boys out working on these green carpets with all sorts of machinery and tools. Huge scissors to cut trees, mini tractors they rode up and down, big rakes to pile up all the shavings. It was a strange practice, this growing something just to cut it, and now his wife wanted him to participate in this mystifying American hobby. She was standing beside him now, mournfully straightening the dishes in the drying rack, glancing occasionally at the green sea before them. There was the rumble, the odd but now familiar sound of a machine close by, greedily eating up the tender shoots beneath its blades. His wife's face perked up as they both leaned forward to see a man riding on the mini tractor, plowing his field next door. Go and ask him, she turned, her face full of hope. Ask him what? Sundar replied, his eyebrows rising. Ask him what to do with our grass. So I hope you enjoyed this little excerpt from the story Weeds, which is sort of emblematic of this short story collection, which is an exploration of immigrant experiences in America, specifically South Asian immigrant experiences, which was my own background growing up as the child of Indian parents who moved to the United States when I was 11. I've since written other things. I've written a romance series that's set in the Middle East and a crime series in the Arabian Gulf called Crimes of Arabia and Modern Love. So I hope that you'll check those out. And thanks so much for being a reader. If you read a book that you love, please go and tell everyone you know about it. Books are like restaurants. They survive and thrive on word of mouth. Thank you.